What's good, YouTube? It's JRFX here. How y'all doing? It's been a minute. It's been a good minute. About a year. It's crazy because a year don't feel that long sometimes. Sometimes it feels pretty long, but this has been a pretty quick year. Even this year is 2023. We already halfway through this year, so it's pretty crazy. But I'm back. I'm good. Just had a couple wrinkles that need to be ironed out. It's life, you know what I mean? So we're still pushing forward. Hope y'all been good. Hope y'all still trading to whoever this meets, and even the people that was originally watching me when I first started this channel. So yeah, I hope y'all still in here. Hope y'all still trading. Hope trading has been treating y'all well. But yeah, this strategy is called the losing strategy. I just woke up trading this morning, and I had this idea for this strategy like way kind of like maybe my second year of trading. I had thought of this. It was when I started to learn how to close my losers and stop letting these losing trades just constantly bleed out my account, and I would blow accounts multiple times, like over and over again. So once I got over that hump and finally started, psychological, emotional shit in the charts and trading, once you overcome that, you're like, okay, it feels like a breakthrough pretty much. So I just wanted to share it because it's called the losing strategy, but it eventually turns out to make you more profitable in the long run when you start to learn how to just take your losses. When you take your loss, you can cut out that trade and get back to your charts and start to see a new setup while you're sitting there crying and moaning and complaining the whole time about a trade that is not going in your favor. Sometimes, look, man, that's just the markets. They're going to do what they want to do no matter what your analysis says, especially if you've been trading gold this year. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, I just wanted to get into that a little more. It's more of a psychology, but I got some examples here shut up on the chart, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move to the charts. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by just constantly going through that repetitive cycle of thinking that the market's going to come back, the market's going to come back. No, it's not, bro. And I'm telling you, I've done it for like a year straight. It's not coming back. Close your trade, get back into the charts, see where you messed up, but move forward, move on, because a new setup is fresh and it's happening. Don't destroy your mind with constantly just putting yourself through that constant torture of why isn't it working or why isn't that it's not coming back. I know it hurts, especially if you're in a live account. Trust me, I know, I've been there. It's literally why I'm making this video, because it helped me. It literally felt like a breakthrough when I got through that stage, and I was like, man, fuck this, it's done. And just start closing these losing trades, because your winners run and you don't let them run. You cut them out as soon as you start seeing some profit. But when the losers come in, you have a hard time cutting those. You just keep letting it bleed your account, constantly hoping that it's going to pull back, and it's not. It will clean your entire account out. I've blown many accounts doing this. So let's get to the charts and give you a physical representation of what I mean by that. So basically here, I've been trading NAS all year, back testing this, I'll tell y'all too, supply and demand. I got some videos that's going to come out about supply and demand too. But the supply and demand strategy is crazy, especially on NASDAQ, man. It's retarded. So let's go back to, I got a setup back here. I only trade New York Open. It's the only time I trade New York Open. I know it's dangerous, especially for a scalper, but like I said, when you get into these supply and demand setups, it's key. It's gonna work out. Trust me. It's hell of a back testing. I'm coming up on a whole year of back testing this damn strategy, and it's definitely a good 75-80% win rate. Like best strategy I've had thus far. So like let's look here at this shit right here. So this is clearly a dud. Right, so let's say you come into the markets. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this, I'm gonna just delete all this real quick. Well, I'll keep these two here. This line right here, just notice this is just the open at like 9 o'clock, and then I just till 9:30. You get the gist. So basically, say you come in the markets, right? You want a 5 minute. Now I don't know what your setups is or how you typically go about your trading plan, but I'm just gonna go based off of mine, and then just give you the concept of just cutting your losses short. So let's say you come into the chart, you're like, oh, okay, it's an uptrend. Okay, cool. It's been looking like a nice up and up, clean up and up, looks like an uptrend. Now, clearly you can already tell it's an uptrend, right? And it does continue up, but what we're gonna target right here is this major pullback right here. So let's hit replay mode real quick. And let's run it to about 9:20, so 10 minutes before the New York bell. And say you got the demand right here, and you're waiting for the New York open. So it's 9:20 now. So let's go 9:25 or 9:20 now. Excuse me. 9:25, 9:30. Bam. That's when it opens. So say you just happen to see something here. Mind you, this is like all hypothetical because these are mistakes that happen in the market. Sometimes you misstep your rules. Sometimes, like I say, you even follow your rules. And this was a clear example too, where sometimes you'll follow your rules, and it just don't go your way for whatever reason. That's what backtesting is for. That's why the losing strategy is about you also going back on that loss and finding out why you lost, because there is a reason. But for the most part, you can't cry about it. You gotta stay locked in. This is for scalpers. Mainly, a lot of my videos are going to be for scalpers, strictly scalpers at the New York session open, period. So, because that's my trading style. I've been trading like that for over a year and a half now. Just New York open, scalping on the 5 and 15 minute chart. That's it. So, it's coming here. So say you go ahead and you see another little push here to the upside, and you feel like this is a demand zone. So you look at this demand zone here. Okay, cool. It's up and up. This is another nice little demand zone. It came back, tested this demand zone, made a higher high, and you get a candle break on this candle right here. And say you want to get in right there on that open, right? Now, let's just say you're targeting maybe, I don't know, let's go to 1 hour. I go for the 1 hour, 1 hour, 15, 5. This is always hard to find target points too when you're, when NAS finally reaches like some new highs, and that's not a new high, but let's just go back and let's just use percentages. Say it's just a quick, cool little 1-to-1. You know what I'm saying? Just an easy 1-to-1. Or whatever the case may be. Open up the next candle, bam, already going down. Bam, going down. Now, you could have taken profit, but say if it was open up higher, or you just didn't close out, whatever the case may be, right? Because I be seeing people with crazy 1-to-3s, 1-to-4s, all types of madness. So say if that was the case, right? Let's just run it. Right? I know it's crazy, right? See, it's hard because I've been trading. I've literally been doing this strategy for a long time. So never mind this. But even if it had one, but just it was some crazy target, right? Whatever the case may be, and it starts to go away, or you try to get in higher here. Some people just trade different. You know what I mean? People just trade different, or it started to pull back here, and then it went up, and you decide to get in at this bullish engulfing right here. So let's try to use that. Let's just do that for the sake of this video. Let's try and do that. Let's say you were you looking at this demand zone right here. It bounced off of this level. Yeah, this looks better. It bounced off this level here. You got a bullish engulfing right there. And you got in. And as soon as you got in, it turned right around, right? And now you're in the red. Now, granted, once again, this all goes back to trading style. Sometimes, no, excuse me, for the most part, 90% of the time, I do not use a stop loss. I manually cut my losses. But I have it here for a visual representation of what I'm looking at or when I want to get out. So I'll just adjust it, but it's mental, you know what I'm saying? Because 10 times out of 10, when I'm locked in, I'm locked in. I'm not on the charts. And by the time it's like 11:30 is when the market starts slowing down. By 12 o'clock, I should not be in no trade. Definitely, that's the latest I'll ever be in a trade is 11:30, 12-ish. You know what I mean? But for the most part, if it didn't happen, you're left, you're gone. And as you can see right here, it's already at 11:50. You should have already cut this loss. This loss should have already been done. But what happens if you keep thinking that this should be coming back because it is an uptrend and things of that nature? What continues to happen? It keeps going. Keeps going. Look at all that. It done broke below this level, broke below this demand right here. All of it. This trade is finished. So while you were here, it already started cutting back. It already broke back into this level. Now you got bearish engulfers in this breaking structure. Just get out the trade. Now, if you keep holding this trade and keep trying to expand your stop loss, look at how much more you constantly keep losing over and over and over again. So that is just not something you want to follow at all. It's just not what you want to do. You're just going to bleed it when you could just get out the market and wait for it to come back. If you want to take a risk during the next session, let's go back here. Let's just say something like this. Yes, these are all trades that I've already taken. As you can see, this almost stopped me out, but let's use this one as an example too. We'll just go backwards. We'll just do that. We'll go backwards. So clearly, this is another demand setup. And matter of fact, I'll use this as a prime example as well. I forget what I did or how I messed up here. I probably got in at this break of this candle when it started to move, and that was a rookie mistake. Now, granted, I should have closed, but I'm manually monitoring the market, and in my mind, if it had got below here and closed below this, because these two yellow lines you see is from a 1 hour time frame, so these are higher demand zones. So that's why I say it all boils down to trading style. So I have my levels intact, so I know what I'm kind of looking for. I know what I'm willing to lose and how far I'm willing to let a trade go. But the moral of this entire video is just to identify when you have known you taken an L. You get what I'm saying? So like, I would know I had taken an L if this had broken and closed below. But the only reason that this trade held out was simply because bam, as you see, I got in the trade and immediately went down. But these are zones here. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to give myself some breathing room. And you'll hear a lot of traders talk about that. You'll hear a lot of traders talking about giving their trades some breathing room. Sometimes it's just what you have to do as well. That is why I don't personally, I just stop. I feel like every time I used to, it used to always be a thing. I changed my mindset on it, but you know, at first it was kind of toxic. I'm like, man, they out to get me. Every time I put in my point zone such and set my stop loss, I get stop hunted. The banks are after me. Da 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 da. You go through that phase, and now it's just more like I just don't want to set it in case I need to give myself breathing room. You get what I'm saying? To go more according to my analysis and my setup, like instead of what it was before. So now I look at it differently. It's all about perspective. Experience just gains more perspective on how this shit go. So, and you just get more colder with it. You just get way more colder. So as you can see here, literally it was coming down. If it had closed below this, I was going to be done. But for me, luckily, it bounced back. You get what I'm saying? Bounced all the way back up. As you see, this around 11 o'clock. And I definitely did close the trade right around here. I did not wait for it to pull back again and then hit my TP. That right there was close enough for me. So, in and out. In and out. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to stuff like this, if it did turn around, that's the thing. Like, if it did, best believe I would have closed my trade if it had closed below this, not waited for it to continue trending all the way down even further. It's just a waste of time. So, Let's look at something like this. So, say we back here with it. Let's come back here. So, say you got a setup right here, right? Mind you, like I said, the red lines are my session markup, so ignore those. So say right here, looking at your setup, okay, nice little up and up. It is in a nice little downtrend, but the trend overall is like semi-consolidated, you know what I'm saying? So this should be a little, you know what I mean? And this is the first opening day of the week, so you should already be a little cautious anyway. But say you come in, it's 9, so now right around here, 9:30, this candle breaks right through this, but then closes below. Okay, cool. So then you'd be looking to get in right here. So you get in, as soon as this candle breaks and closes above here, you get in this trade right here. And say you want to take this to the last, let's go to 15. Say you want to take it to the last little consolidation piece, or this candle right here, which is this one. Say you want to take it there. So let's just go 0.30%. And then you come back down here. You set your stop maybe about 25, so just a little bit below these zones here. And let's see what happens. Let's go back to the 5 minute. And let's just see what happens. Because this is the second candle closing above right after the open. So now let's see. Immediately, look at that. Look at that. Why would you even just close? Let your stop loss be hit. This candle right here, bro, straight engulfed this entire situation right here. Closed below both these zones here. You know what I'm saying? Closed below both of them. Now, of course, like I said, I'm more experienced now, so I just would have definitely had seen that there's been too much selling going on right here in my face. Not even looking at the overall. Only look at the overall if I'm looking at a higher time frame. But I'm not no swing trader, so 10 times out of 10, I'm not even really like going based upon a setup like that. So, you know what I mean? That's just what it would have been. I would have definitely have seen that this would have been a decent selling zone as soon as I would have seen this supply coming out right here. All this supply coming out right here. Even with this right here, as soon as that, I would have kindly waited for that bearish engulfing. Or took your loss at this bearish engulfing, turned right around, flipped it, and got in for the sell down to here. But see, this is why it's called the losing strategy, because psychologically, mind you, the concept of this strategy is literally just knowing this is all psychological play. As soon as it would have went down, I swear it was a demand zone. Everything is indicating that it was going to go up. This is a demand. Why is it not going up? And then as soon as it kept going down here, this candle would have been here. It's got to come back up here. It got to come back up here. Got to come. Bro, just close it. Just close it. Because you holding it all this time when you could have either A, just closed, got in for the sell, and took it right to the previous demand zone. Or you could have waited till it got to this previous demand zone. Because this one failed. If you thought this was a demand, this first one, you know what I mean? This first one was done. But here's a demand zone right here. There's a demand zone right in your face. So you could have just sold, you could have closed out your trade as soon as it broke and closed below this little supply zone here, and you could have just took the supply down to this recent demand. Profits in the bank. Or you could have just closed and patiently waited for it to come back to this demand zone and then spike it back up to the supply. But if you sit there and just hold the trade and hold the trade and hold the trade, it's not going to work out for you. So I just wanted to leave it there. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. Just wanted to come in with that. Cut your losses, cut your losses, cut your losses. That's the point, because what that is going to do is going to open you up to realizing that Okay, first accept, because if you're already dealing with this right here, what you're dealing with is what I was dealing with, is not accepting that you're going to lose in this game. What is the key to winning in this game? Is that your wins are bigger than your losses. The losing is inevitable. You're going to lose, flat out. If nobody else told you when getting into this game, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to lose. If you think you're just going to get in here, win, and get rich overnight, stop, close your account, and go to the casino. That's where you're better off. Take your money and just go to the casino. Here, this game, this ain't for that. You're going to lose, bro. So you have way more control of the loss. That is why you're here. This is why you're studying this game. So accept that you lost. And once you get that in your head and start learning that, then that's when it becomes profitable, because now you start to learn that, okay, my losses just need to be small and my wins need to be here. You get what I'm saying? Versus your losses being like this, but you go in your trading account, your blues be like $20, $30, but your losses be like $130, $150. You let them run, but you won't let your blue run. It don't make sense. Let your blues run. Stop letting your negatives run. Stop letting the red ones run. So that's all I got in this video, man. Peace and love. Appreciate y'all for coming back. For whoever watched this, anybody new watching this, I'm looking at some of my old stuff. Kind of around when I first started trading, is when I first started this YouTube channel, but I had already been trading for about a year or two from there. In total, it'll be about 4 years now trading. So I'm back. I'm gonna try to be more consistent here, because I really do like doing these. Excuse me. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video, man. I'll see you on the next one. So be safe. Peace.